out of 10 cleaning ladies on virtual slopes. Go see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Hello, and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And Annmarie, what did we go see during the Chicago Film Festival?
Oh, I was going to say, we went to the Chicago Film Festival. We just saw Emilia Pérez.
Yes, Emilia Pérez. So there were so many movies, by the way, that came out in October, not only for the film festival, but just in general. And we just decided, you know what? We from Chicago. We need to go to our own film festival here. And we only really had time for one, sadly, but I'm glad we ended up going to see one at the Music Box Theater, by the way, in Chicago. If you ever had the chance to go. It's wonderful, beautiful visual, it looks archaic, but sound system and everything, screen, beautiful.
Awesome theater. Really enjoyed it and really enjoyed the atmosphere because this was our first film festival in person. So
yes. We've been involved with a few that were online only and all that. But this one, up front and personal. So we did go see Emilia Pérez, and
wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely wow.
You knew a lot more about this movie going into it than I did.
Yeah, you knew nothing. I was like, you want to go see this? And you're like, yeah. And then later you're like, I haven't seen a trailer. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the trailer. I just knew that, based on what I was hearing, that Zoe Saldana was in the movie.
Selena
Gomez.
So many people.
Yeah, so I just knew that and oh, okay, that's neat. And then Annmarie's just this is a musical, right? What? And I love musicals, but I was not expecting, with the subject matter, that this would be a musical. I'm I thought this was going to be a drama or, that was it. And then I read maybe one article that mentioned oh, this is a grand epic. I'm really? Really?
So the story of Emilia Pérez is about a cis man that wants to transition to a woman, but at the time he's a crime boss, eventually transitions and then meets up with the lawyer who kind of helped him escape and become who they really are. And so I think and as well, Selena Gomez is in it as their wife or previous wife. And so it's really an interesting story because the trailer I thought was going to go one way and it went the complete opposite way. And I really enjoyed this. This was a fantastic film.
Yeah, and I was really caught off guard by how well it was able to convey its message without being all. Usually with movies like this in today's day and age, with the subject matter, they really try to shove it down your throat of this is a societal injustice and I'm gonna stand up for what's right, and nothing wrong with that, just it's been done to death. What are you gonna do that makes it different? And here it was so well executed to the point where it's more so circumstantial, more so about the characters involved, what they're going through, and there's a really good quote, I think it's from Roger Ebert, that something along the lines of, film is a portal into, or a seeing the world through someone else's eyes, that or living a life that you never would have lived, or something like that. And I think this is the movie that I truly experienced that with.
Yeah.
It really felt like I was living, the life of Emilia Pérez and just all these other characters involved in the story. And it, even though it's a musical and all that, it was really able to convey through the songs, through the acting, through the directing and cinematography. It's well conveyed, beautiful message.
Yeah, and I think that's such a standout point of the film, that it isn't shoved in your face so many movies do that, unfortunately, and you were just able to enjoy it. And so I think right afterwards I looked towards Ethan and like Joker 2 wishes it did this because the music doesn't hinder the film at all. It actually really embraces it and makes it a part of it. And there's some great songs in there. Like the beginning song's amazing. Zoe Saldana, I didn't know you could sing, girl. Like you did it.
Yeah. Also dance. She could also dance.
Oh my god.
And one of the things I really do appreciate about the music aspect in this movie is the fact that it's able to really transition into each song so smoothly and seamlessly. Like there's one moment in particular where like someone's just talking and then like their voice kind of slowly transitions into song, and then it kind of goes back to talking, but that's still technically like a song and in the rhythm of how they talk. And it, by the time you get to more of a musical aspect, it feels like so natural.
Yeah.
Rather than like a Broadway, I feel there's a song coming on, like that kind of thing.
And like again, Zoe, Selena, and Karla, the three main leads, absolutely incredible. Like really outstanding performances for all three of them. I really do enjoyed them. One that I really want to point out, and this might be more spoilers, so I'll wait till then. But truly, like it was, I really felt for all three of these women. Like my heart went out to all three of them and who they were, and they're, just super cool.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I really like about this movie is its heart. It is a really big heart, but also a really dark side it likes to play with at the same time. And I really mean play with, like, while this movie does handle very serious issues and darker issues, it has a really good sense of humor about it.
Oh my god!
And it really does make things feel like truly sincere and human. And gosh, the epicness of it all too. This movie could really convey so many different genres and aspects within its duration, and it's so well done. Like the epicness and vastness of the scope. For again, you look at the what this movie's about. If you look at the synopsis, you would not think this is a grand epic, like with big locations, fights, and all that. You would not think that, but gosh, it really does all of that, but executes it on such a very grounded and humanistic level that you can't help but be enamored by it.
Yeah, and oh my god, it's beautiful. It's visually beautiful. The amount of color that is put in this film, I really enjoyed it. This is a Netflix original movie, I believe, and so it really, like Netflix, sometimes Netflix misses, but sometimes they hit, and this was definitely a hit for them.
Yes, a hit by Jacques Audiard, the name of the director, I believe. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, forgive me, I am not French. So I'm being frank with you there, ironically.
There you go.
But I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie. I laughed so hard at a lot of the jokes.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like really into characters whenever something happened to them and the drama of it all. So bravo, well done. I would highly recommend you go see this movie. Emilia Pérez, while again it does handle very controversial topics, and very, very just it always depends on your background. I would say, again, that's the whole point of movies sometimes, is to see, like, Roger Ebert said, the world through someone else's eyes.
Yeah, go in with an open heart and mind, and I really think it makes a big effort towards it. And
if you don't like it afterwards, all film subjective, completely understandable. We did, and in fact, Annmarie, you we'll get into it now, like with spoilers, but before we do, with the ending specifically, you have a thought about that.
I do.
But before we do, Annmarie, out of 10, what was it? Gosh, I gotta be careful here. Out of 10 cleaning ladies on virtual slopes. Go see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. How many would you give this out of 10?
It's a 10. Hands down, it was a 10. And maybe it's the experience we've had with the Chicago Film Festival. Everyone was so polite and kind and respectful during the movie, like it should be. But really, the movie just conveys something that is so emotional. And again, if you really want, I know not everyone will agree with this, but if you have an open heart and an open mind, I really think this movie does so much to really help you understand the lives of Emilia, Zoe Saldana, Selena Gomez, and Karla Gibson. Like, really, truly.
Yeah. So I would have to give it a 10 as well. Like, it was very, very well done. I really, again, was caught off guard by how much I really enjoyed this film. And again, the subject matter is not really something I would typically go out my way to see, but I was very welcomely surprised. So definitely go see it. In fact, I encourage you maybe not to look at the trailers before you do, or any of the other aspects. Just go see it, see whether you like it or not. You might be surprised like I was. So
Definitely.
Now with that, Annmarie, it's spoiler time for Emilia Pérez. If you have not seen this movie, please leave the chat. Or if you're a sadistic weirdo, I'm going to call you out each and every time. Just do what you want. Anyway, spoiler talk.
All right. So there's two things I really want to talk about. One is Miss Selena Gomez. Now, listen, I get it. I grew up with Alex Russo, too. I love Selena Gomez. I'm so glad she comes back. She is outstanding in here. But she is not Oscar-winning material. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for that because everyone's talking about how she deserves an Oscar. She's fantastic in this film, but she's just missing something. Maybe one more scene, maybe one more song. There's just something that's missing from her performance where, yes, definitely deserves a nomination. The win, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that for the most part. Just like there wasn't really enough for her to really embrace that character, to really show on the screen. There maybe, like, again, you were saying one or two more scenes in there that really could have, hammered the nail on the head there. A little more, but I don't know. Like, again, if she is nominated for an Oscar for this role, I wouldn't be terribly surprised nor upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. I'd be very surprised though if she won. I'd be very shocked. It's a great performance overall. Like, she really was able to capture what that character needed to be and encapsulate it all and convey that to the audience. Again, that was part of why I was enjoying it, because of her performance as well amongst the others in the ensemble. And I just don't think there was enough for me to be like, give her, like, start engraving the statue now in her name.
And she did, like, again, it makes me happy because I'm glad that Selena Gomez is getting back into acting, because I do think she portrayed an amazing character that's so complex. Like, I don't know what it's like to know someone who's transitioned or to love someone like that. So to portray someone like that is absolutely incredible. Now, Zoe Saldana, on the other hand, absolutely deserves the nomination and win, in my opinion, and I'm really excited to see if that's true.
Yeah, I mean, she was the, her and what was the other?
Karla?
Yeah, Karla. Both of them were just, they stole the show. They truly stole the show. They were wonderful. Their acting was brilliant. I was truly captivated by both of them, and just, wow, every time they were on screen, it really captures your attention.
Their dynamic is so cool.
Yes, the writing for them, and then their performing execution of that writing on screen, just brilliant. Well done. Zoe Saldana, just really, especially with her dancing performances.
So good.
Like, oh my gosh, so well done.
Yeah.
And Karla was just absolutely wow. With her comedic timing too.
Yes.
Oh gosh, so well done there. I was blown away. by both of them.
Yeah. Well, and then this kind of leads into the ending of the film.
Okay, that's a good transition.
I know that transition wasn't the best. But...
No, it was good. Like, blown away, and
so at the end, Karla reveals to Selena Gomez's character that she was previously her husband who transitioned, because they faked their death prior, and then they are shoved in a car and are driven off a cliff. And
in the midst of gunfire, by the way. Like, they're not casually doing that.
Yes. And to me, personally, this is where Ethan and I disagree. I hated that ending. I wanted there to be more, like, consequences on screen. I get that they died, and that's a big consequence, but I wanted to see, like, oh my God, like, how do you go? Like, it just felt like it was getting started for me. I wanted to know, like, how do you overcome that? Because the whole time, Selena Gomez doesn't recognize them. And so I wanted to know where it goes.
Well, I mean, I viewed this story as a tragedy, like a Romeo and Juliet kind of style tragedy. And where the point where it's like, when you get to that point of realization, they immediately suffer for having that realization too late by dying, as soon as they realize it. So, I mean, it made sense to me. Like, it just was so on brand, and it was like that final piece of the puzzle that I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and that's truly on brand with this movie. So I have no problems with the ending. I think it makes sense. And then Zoe Saldana's character gets to keep I was gonna say her actual name, Emilia's kids, and it's like she ends up with them, and she keeps talking about like how she's never gonna have a family and like all this other stuff because she's always so busy. And in the end, she gets the family.
It just seemed so abrupt to me. I was like, oh man, it's getting good. And then it's like, nah, let's kill them.
It's getting good. No, I mean, like, I don't know, because, I mean, again, death is the biggest consequence.
I know.
So it's like, what do you want to see them burn in hell and like have a casual argument in hell or like heaven, like wherever they're at?
I want.
Whatever afterlife you believe in, you just want to see them like have it at like a chess table or whatever, like in Central Park.
It's fine. It's fine. It's how it ended. I just don't like it.
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't think that's something we'd ever agree on. Like, but I don't know. I think it worked. Annmarie doesn't think it worked. But hey, guys, did you think it worked? Let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. No matter what you're thinking about Emilia Pérez, we want to hear it.
Yes.
So with that, Annmarie, I think that about does it for our review and our first time going to the Chicago International Film Festival. It's 60 years old, this film festival.
Yes.
Yeah, and anytime you get a chance to go to the Music Box Theater in Chicago, definitely do it. Great theater. Great community around there, so definitely go if you have the chance, even if it's for a film festival. If it's not, definitely go.
And go watch Emilia Pérez. If that's on Netflix or if it's in the movie theater, this movie deserves to be seen.
Yes, and it's shot like an epic, so definitely go see it in the theater if you can. So, but hey guys, thank you for joining us on this episode of Cassette Take. We hope you haven't ejected thus far into the review, but whether you have or haven't, please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And take care.
Bye.